How's it going, guys? Coming at you with an OU. I'm not even gonna call this OU. I'm gonna call this another battle against another gym leader because why the hell not? This was against Derek. I played him last year, but I was a challenger to the league last year, so I kind of had a little bit more of a serious team. And he has kind of an anti-meta thing going on. He has his Zoroark disguised as his Weezing, I believe, or it ends up being that way. I totally forget. You can see that it's disguised as his Toxicroak in the meantime, but the reason he has Weezing and Toxicroak is because he wants to bait the psychic moves in general, and then Zoroark being completely immune to them. It's just a nice, nasty little surprise. That Espeon is a full-out, like, 4 attacking set life orb thing, which I haven't really seen before. Porygon 2 is just going to be annoying as hell being a Porygon 2. And then Ditto is just annoying being Ditto. So his team is just very, let's see what you have going on, and then we'll see how your team can respond to itself / whatever it sets up for itself. So I thought it was pretty cool. It turned out to be a 50-turn game, but we played it, we had like a gym leader brunch going on. So I was like, you know what, I kind of want something to do while I'm eating / talking to everybody around the table. So we were like, we'll have a battle. It was kind of fun. So I lead off with Gallade. He leads off with Ditto, but he leads off with Gallade as well as a direct result. I think what is my immediate response to Gallade / physical attackers? The MVP of this game, Arcanine, carries the entire team on his back. No questions asked. This is, wow. After this battle, y'all need to get yourself an Arcanine, because, like, poke of the year, let me tell you. If they come out with Mega Arcanine, I'm going to flip everything in sight. It's going to be amazing. But the other thing that was pretty cool right here is I was like, okay, you know what? I can burn the Ditto. He probably suspected by the amount of damage he did to me, / the fact that he was Choice Scarf that, or no, it was probably more the fact that he was Choice Scarf, the fact that he wanted to switch out. Maybe just the fact that he hit me with an Ice Punch, saw Intimidate, that whole thing. It just really wasn't worth it for him to stay in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. So anytime you see this Arcanine and this Porygon 2 in the same screen together, it's painful. I like sped it up, but even still, it's just absolutely painful. And this T-Wave, as much as I would have rather have been T-Wave than Toxic, it just really gets... Some battles, I don't even mind paralysis. I didn't even get paralyzed at all. But in this battle, I got paralyzed a lot more than I needed to, but I'm really glad I got my hacks for the day out of the way here in a battle that didn't really matter. But I was getting para-hacks, like, a lot. So I got burn damage, which is nice. I don't have anything that can Toxic a Porygon 2. I have plenty of answers to it, but it's all about when I'm going to actually switch it in. So I decide right now is a beautiful opportunity to switch in my Gallade. It's an Adamant Gallade. I can hit it with a close combat. Hopefully it'll be at the range where close combat will take it out, and I'm kind of thinking that he's going to get scared out and decide to go into Weezing to take the close combat, but either he reads me very well or he just thinks, oh, I can definitely take that. It turns out both were probably true, because you're going to see later on in the game that he can actually take it very well. But I have Lumberry, you know, just to actually be able to take on Lead Braylon. I mentioned it in the past couple of Showdown videos / the last battle I have uploaded as well, that's the reason I carry it. And it turns out I end up using it on a 2-wave, which is honestly, it's kind of whatever. I'd rather have a bunch of stuff paralyzed. The only thing I don't want paralyzed is my Terrakion, and I'm not going to bring in my Terrakion unless I know that I can actually take out the Porygon 2. Which is why, you know, if Gallade gets paralyzed, it's not going to be the, you know, the damper on my day. So, turns out that his own Gallade / his Ditto cannot really take the hit all that well at all. So, that's just a resisted close combat on a Gallade. He goes for his own close combat. It really doesn't do that much even after the Intimidate. He is technically an Adamant Choice Scarf Gallade, and it really only does around, I kind of want to say like 35-40%, if that. It's definitely something I can shrug off right here. So goes back into Porygon 2. If I didn't Flamethrower, I feel like I Flamethrower it here. But it's just not quite enough to take him out. This Porygon 2 is really annoying. Spoilers. And it just turns out I'm getting paralyzed all over the place. I shouldn't have stayed in right there. I definitely should have switched back into Gallade, but it just gets very... I don't really have much of another way to explain it, so I feel like I would much rather just talk about the trip I recently took over this portion of the game. DC was fantastic. I really want to give a huge shout out to Ethan, who is the subscriber of mine that happened to take us everywhere. It turns out that unfortunately he got in a car accident on his way back from the airport from dropping us off. So best wishes to you. I really do wish you a speedy recovery, and I just wanted to take the time out of the video to say hello and to thank you so much, because it was ground transportation was the only part of the trip that wasn't covered. Other than that, everything else was rad. I'll leave like pics in the description and stuff if and when I get around to uploading them. I have to go work the midnight release for GTA tonight, so don't be too surprised if I forget about everything else I was supposed to talk about in this upload. / link in the description. I'm just gonna talk about this video for like 50. Holy crap, can I just jump off of that train of thought and you guys can notice the 7 on that Porygon 2's health as I get another member of my team paralyzed yet again. That damage roll pissed me off. I thought I was gonna be able to take him out, but it turns out he ends up dying to burn anyway. But I did not want to be paralyzed, because I probably would have been faster than this Toxicroak if it happened to be a bulky variant. But it turns out it's not even Toxicroak. It happened to be freaking Zoroark. I got Zoroarked, and I didn't really realize it until then, because there's no team preview or anything like that. Nor had he really brought it in before then. It was just going to be a nasty surprise, and I guess it was kind of okay that he took that thing out as opposed to anything else. But the instant I bring in Terrakion, I know that is an immediate red flag. I'm like, hey, I'm going to beat the shit out of this thing. I don't care if you're Choice Scarfed or not. And yeah, but except not, because I end up doubling out because I know Zoroark is going to get scared out 100%. I can go into my Empoleon, and I know he does have the Toxicroak, because how else would a Zoroark be disguised as one? Plus, I don't think I saw it in the team preview at all. I saw it now. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get my rocks up right now. I know I can take a T-Bolt from Weezing, and I do not want to go for a Scald knowing that the Toxicroak is around. He ends up going for the Swords Dance, predicting, I don't know, my switch. I'm not standing for any of that in case he wants to sub or bulk up or anything like that. Turns out I phase him into his Ditto, which is kind of good, kind of bad. I mean, it sucks that he gets up his own Stealth Rocks, which by token are my Stealth Rocks that he took from me. That whole thing, that's kind of how Ditto works, but I'm just doing the shuffling game. I kind of want to see what else is going on. I haven't really scouted properly yet. It's kind of like 4th gen with Infrared, where you have to scout out everything that's on the team. So Espeon comes in, goes for a Grass Knot, and although Empoleon's really fat, it doesn't do that much at all. It's not really something to worry about. So go for a Scald right here, do get the burn. I probably should have gone for an Ice Beam right here. I got a little bit tunnel visioned with like, alright, I can take out the Espeon right now. An Ice Beam definitely still would have hit Toxicroak for neutral, but instead he switches it in, reads me like a damn book, and now I just heal off all 9 of the HP he lost on switching. So Dry Skin's kind of a pain in the ass. You're going to see me forget about it at least once more, if not 2 or 3 times more, because I did not really fight a single Toxicroak that entire weekend. It was basically this one, and I don't know if I did fight another one. It just probably freaking died right off the bat. So oh god. Anyways, Stealth Rock takes a big chunk out of my Arcanine. Arcanine really did not like rocks at all this entire game, or slash in general. I don't have a spinner on this team, nor did I really want to put one. I wanted to make my team somewhat beatable, but I figured, you know what, I'll just bring it in, we'll intimidate, we'll see how much Drain Punch does, and that was a Life Orb Drain Punch too, I believe, so I can just recover off on the switch, assuming I don't get paralyzed, which I don't. I'm back up to full, and thanks to the burn damage, I know Espeon will die at the end of this next turn, or at the end of the Life Orb hit on the following turn, so I can just go ahead and shrug off whatever it wants to throw at me. I don't know how much HP he had left, so I was like, alright, at that range, I don't know if Espeon can take me out. It would probably hurt a lot with Psychic, but I don't want anything else to take it, especially because this thing has a recovery move. So he ends up going for Psyshock, which hits me on my physically defensive side. Fortunately, that's my invested side. And yeah, we're good. So back up to full, and Espeon is gone. So that's wonderful. Weezing is going to come in. The one that is not burned is the Zoroark. I've learned already because I tagged the Weezing on like turn 2 or 3 with the burn, which is nice because residual damage on the Weezing is nice. And then I just kind of suspected at that point. I was like, where did the burn go? And it does that weird switching thing as soon as you lose somebody or you switch Zoroark, blah, blah, blah. I think you guys kind of know how that shit works. But anyways, I take a Night Daze. It's alright. It's all good to go. I believe his Zoroark is actually Choice Scarfed as well. Otherwise, he definitely could have taken the opportunity to Grass Knot or Focus Blast right here. Would have been a good opportunity to risk it. And me, stupid Stupid me forgetting about the freaking Toxicroak again. Frick, frack, knick, knack. I hated this thing. I had absolutely, well, I did have a couple of ways to take it out. I just, anytime I had my Porygon in, it was really upsetting. But I'm going to repeat this whole song and dance again. Decided to go back into my Arcanine. Only this time, I want to see if he has Sub and Swords Dance, or if he's just like Swords Dance 3 attacks. He does read me correctly, and, you know, he ends up going for Swords Dance on the switch, blah, blah, blah. To my Arcanine, I've already revealed to him what my response is to his Toxicroak. I didn't really want to risk taking a Drain Punch with Empoleon at that range either. I'm pretty sure I can take one from full, but not from the range I was at. So, turns out even after the Intimidate, or, you know, even after he's +1 because of the Swords Dance and the Intimidate, I still take that reasonably well, and I get the burn off. So, Empoleon maybe can take the hits the next time it switches in. I don't know. Point being, if I can take this hit, Arcanine has, wow, look at this dog. This dog is the best dog you will ever see. And, I don't know, it comes so close to dying. I feel like the Pokemon fan club talking about, the Pokemon fan club president when he talks about his Rapidash. This is me when I talk about Arcanine. Like, this Arcanine in particular. If there is no sand or hail or rain present, it does great. Like, if there's no weather or if there's sun, it loves it. But it doesn't really get a more reliable form of recovery other than that. And I just love the set to high hell. I don't know. It's fun. I really wish I could make Rotom work in Standard as well. I had a period of time where I made Kanga work in Standard. It's pretty fun, but then Ferrothorn came along, kind of ruined that. Maybe I'll try doing that again. We'll see. I don't know. Just kind of Flamethrower in the Toxicroak. And it actually takes it out from that range because Dry Skin makes a pseudo super effectiveness because it takes damage in the sun as well. It hurts. The heat hurts the skin because it's dry. And then it turns out that this is Zoroark as well, but I honestly didn't really care about. Oh, you know what? He wasn't Choice Scarfed. He was Life Orbed. I don't know why he didn't risk the Focus Blaster unless he didn't have it. But get to take this thing out. If Night Day's got the accuracy drop and I missed the Flamethrower, or if I get paralyzed, that would have been a very pointless turn. Thankfully, none of that happened. I landed the Flamethrower. Arcanine is taking things out left and right. But before you know it, my luck is actually going to start running out because, believe it or not, I get taken out at the hands of another Arcanine owing to the fact that I get paralyzed like 3 or 4 times in a row and I'm just completely unable to recover. All I need to do is get one Flamethrower off. Probably. I say probably because he has a lower HP number than me, just because he's a Ditto, and Ditto will copy everything on the opponent except for the total HP. And because I know Arcanine has a higher base total, I'm taking hits better than he will be taking hits. So if he's doing that much with my Flamethrower, I will be doing more with my Flamethrower, assuming I can get one off. But it turns out that I just can't freaking get one off. I can't even recover. I was trying to recover at this point. The first one, I tried going for Flamethrower because I was like, alright, that's fine. I can just leave it tucked in the back of my pocket, and he'll still be MVP, no problem. He still was MVP, don't get me wrong, but he just, God, those last 4 turns, completely infuriating. Just, wow, died, straight out. Anyway, Choice Scarf Terrakion gonna come in and do what it does, except I'm actually not gonna do that because I have no reason to risk Terrakion just yet. I'm actually gonna go into my Empoleon right now. I believe Toxicroak is dead. If it's not, then this still might be. No, wait. Yeah, I killed Toxicroak. I freaking burned the Toxicroak. That's right. I torched it. It is dead. But now Empoleon can actually do a little bit of work. So it turns out that, like, after this game, he was like, I couldn't crack that Arcanine. He spent like 95% of the game trying to figure out an answer for the Arcanine, and it just wouldn't die, which was absolutely fantastic. Right here, it turns out that I'm faster than Weezing, which is absolutely incredible, which means that he won't be able to get off a Pain Split if he has it before I take him out. So you can also see that based on the burn damage, who takes burn damage first, blah, blah, blah. Gonna take him out with a Scald, and then I believe all he has left is his Ditto, which is at a very low HP number, so I can just take it out with just about anything I want. I don't freaking whatever, Ditto's gonna die. Anyways, that was a really long game. I had a lot of fun with it just because I really wasn't paying too much attention to it. It was just like, oh, DS is right by my plate, right by my food. I'm just gonna piss around. It's got a fresh charge. I can just recharge it at packs. We're good to go. So it was kind of a long battle, but still a lot of fun with it. So, anyways, take him out with a Scald. I feel like I kind of stalled a little bit there, but that's how the game turned out. Oh my god, 15 minutes. I'm done narrating this thing. I don't even care how the rest of it went. I'm not going to repeat 15 minutes or any part of it whatsoever. Anyways, that was the second of 2 games I got recorded at PAX. Probably going to do a showdown session with this sometime this week. As soon as I can find some time / do a showdown session with Blame Truth. We were talking about that on Skype during this week. So hopefully be able to get some more content out of the way. It's just going to be really busy tomorrow / tonight / tomorrow. I think I work open to close tomorrow. And then might be able to do some stuff on Wednesday / maybe Thursday. I don't know. We'll see. I do have TCGO lined up for you guys tomorrow. Don't think I dropped the ball on that one. I finally got good to go on that one. And that's all I really want to talk about. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you can leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe, and do your thing. And I think that should do it, unless I'm forgetting something, which I more than likely am, but I'll probably cover it on the next one. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.